to provide beautiful images of music and each Sunday in our service. So thank you, Rod, for expanding the role of the president of the board. And thank you, Rod, also for kicking off our welcome video, as you saw earlier, to be able to get some other faces reading the words. So Rod and Emilio and Kathy and Nina and Celeste and Olivia, thank you for taking the time to share those words with us and welcoming us earlier in the service. Reverend Agnes McLean, who is a minister and educator, said, religion without the adventure of becoming is poor business. Hear that again. Religion without the adventure of becoming is poor business. As I hear those words, I am reminded of our theme for our pledge drive this month, reimagining our future. And it is a reminder to me that we at the UUCC are in the business of becoming. As you heard from Deb Matherly when she shared her video of what she values about the work of the UUCC, is we are becoming something different here. Even when we gather again, it won't be gathering back to the same homeostasis that we knew before this pandemic, but this pandemic has changed our lives forever. In some ways, those are good changes, and we're going to figure out a way to incorporate those good changes into our experience here at the UUCC. So I don't know what we are going to become in our work here, but I do know that this community is very active and very alive and is in the business of becoming. I am amazed over the year that we've been doing these Zoom services that we continue to stay connected as a community together. We continue to have gatherings each Sunday of folks who seem to enjoy each other's presence so much when we get on the call. If you ever want to watch some fun conversations, join at about 10:30 and watch as people come on and the faces light up. We actually seem to like each other, which is a great thing. And I imagine that as we continue to stay strong through however many weeks left we have of Zoom services, knowing that we have a committee that is looking at and finding the best intentional and safe and non-Neanderthal way of thinking to actually gather ourselves back in the sanctuary and in the services together again in a safe way. So we are looking at that. We are looking at what we are becoming. But in the meantime, we haven't stopped being in the business of becoming. We are continuing the good work of the UUCC. And so as we kick off this pledge drive month and think about our future, I am so proud to be able to say that we are not in some way trying to resurrect something that is dead, but we are actually continuing the good work that we've been able to maintain with all of the challenges over the past year. I'm excited about the future, as I shared walking into the sanctuary both yesterday to rehearse for our service and this morning. And Donald Griggs came over and made sure all the Wi-Fi was set up. And I realized that I have not seen Donald in over a year in person. And what a wonderful thing it was just to be able to see a face and connect. And so I was overwhelmed with grief, but mostly overwhelmed with excitement about the potential and the future that we have in front of us. What does the future look like? I don't know. But Abraham Lincoln reminded us, he said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And we have an opportunity through our pledge drive and through our commitments to each other and the work of the UUCC, we have an opportunity to really create the kind of future that we want to have, not just for the UUCC, but for all the families that are involved and all of the culture and community around us, because we know that this church has an impact far beyond just its members and its friends. We are transformative in our culture around us, and we want to continue that good work. I read a story about a guy that knew he was getting ready to die, and he was rather wealthy. And so he told his family, I want to sell everything, and I don't buy into this business of you can't take it with you. I believe I can. So I want to liquidate everything, and I want you to fill the casket up with me with cash so that I can take it with me. And so it happened that the family did this. The man died, and they honored his wishes and filled his casket with cash. And the story goes that as he entered the next life, he was greeted by those who were in charge, the angels who were in charge of letting him in. And they said, "Sorry, sir, we don't take cash here. We only take receipts." And I think about that. We are a people that need receipts. We are not so much about accumulating and what we can do to somehow gather all that we can to take it with us. But the true measure of joy and success in our work here at the UUCC are the receipts of our investment in each other, our investments in our children, our investments in our programs at the UUCC, all the ones that we know are making a difference. And so our investment in our greater world, those are the receipts that we need to constantly be piling up here. And we need the resources to be able to make those investments for you, all of us as members, to make investments in this community and to have our own receipts of what we're doing for this good work. I'm reminded of our 7 principles at the UUCC and the UUA, the 7 principles that guide us, that we say, that we affirm. And we believe that. Often we look at them on the back of our programs, we see them when they're printed, and we say we affirm these 7 principles. Many of us could quote them all 7 by heart because they are a part of what we definitely affirm. But I did want to remind us all, as something I've been reminded of this week, that these principles, our job is not just to affirm them, but you can see that we, the members of the congregation of the UUA, covenant to not just affirm these principles, but to promote them as well, to promote the good work and invest in the good work of the UUCC. So we need receipts for investing and promoting in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, not only in our congregation, but in our greater world around us. We need receipts for our investments in justice, equity, and compassion and human relationships. We need receipts for our investments in acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregation. We need receipts for our investment here in a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We need receipts for our investments for the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and society at large. We need receipts for our investment in the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. And I don't mean this literally, Bill Stangler, as I read the last one, but we need receipts for our investment in the respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. I am excited about our future here. And I believe that as we invest ourselves, our finances, our resources, our energy, our talents, our leadership, as the Leadership Development Committee needs roles filled across the various committees in our wonderful congregation. As we make these investments, as we pile up receipts for our investments, we are doing the good work of the UCC. We don't have to work that hard to imagine how bright our future is. It's right in front of us.